Hey guys, MCU Collect here with another figure review. This time we have the McFarlane Toys 30th anniversary of Spawn 2-pack of the original Spawn design by Todd McFarlane from high school and Todd McFarlane himself in this 2-pack. Big shout out and thank you to BigBadToyStore.com for sending this over my way to take a look for you guys. So link in the video description below. It is in stock right now. Get your McFarlane Toys 2-pack of Spawn and Todd McFarlane. This is an exciting one because we have a Todd McFarlane action figure now. So we have a couple of comic creators, right? We have Jack Kirby figure by NECA. We have Marvel Legends Stan Lee. And now we have the McFarlane Toys Todd McFarlane. So pretty cool. One of the funniest accessories that you'll find in any action figure, I think, is going to be these bare feet that Todd comes with. Now at WonderCon, Todd had joked that he didn't know about it. The team did it without his knowledge because he walks around the office barefoot. So that's the insider joke there. Pretty funny. So we're going to take a look at this. So this set is kind of a throwback to the old blister pack, or clamshell packaging that McFarlane Toys used to have. So it's kind of crazy. So like engraved in there or embossed in there, you got Spawn, you got the McFarlane Toys logo and everything. The gold logo at the corner says 30 years McFarlane. It's just pretty crazy here. We get the Spawn and Todd McFarlane. The bio reads, when I first created Spawn as a kid, it was more a sci-fi story. To me, sci-fi means space. Space is cold. Cold is blue. Many years later, when I pulled out my portfolio, I decided to make Spawn from the pit of hell. Hell is hot. So I played around with the colors and ended up with the Spawn you see today. So that explains, you know, the color variations here with Spawn. So pretty cool. His original drawing from 1977 there says, so we're going to have to cut this plastic open and get Spawn and Todd out of the package. Okay, so here we have Spawn and Todd McFarlane out of the package. A couple of accessories. They each come with a stand. And we do get this trading card here that shows Todd McFarlane with his original artwork from 1977. On the back it says Spawn and Todd McFarlane. It says, over 30 years ago, the character of Spawn was introduced to the public by his acclaimed creator, Todd McFarlane. Now, the best-selling and record-breaking comic book is still selling strong across the globe. For the first time, Al Simmons, former soldier, CIA operative, and Hellspawn, and Todd McFarlane, artist, writer, and creator, are together in this collector's 2-pack. So, awesome set. Here, we look at the accessories. We get these two green effect pieces here for Spawn that he'll be able to hold on to. We get an extra set of hands for Spawn as well. Whoops. As you can see there, he's got a fist for his left, a grip hand for the right, grip hand for the left, and we have this hand here for his right. And then the other accessories, we get a microphone for Todd, as he, you know, has a microphone in hand when he goes to conventions and does panels and things like that. A recreation of that original 1977 artwork here, so a little sketch pad, which is pretty cool. That is nicely done. And then we get the bare feet for Todd, of course. And then we get a couple of extra sets of hands. So we, out of the package, he's got like a grip hand for his right and then open hand for his left. We also get a fist for his left. And what's cool is they actually added in his wedding ring there. And then we get a pen holding hand. So the pen's already in there. It's just a silver pen into his left hand. And again, he's got the wedding ring on there. He should have the wedding ring on there. Yeah, wedding ring on that left hand there. And then you get the peace sign there for his right, and then this open hand for his right. So those are all the accessories. Let's go ahead and get a look at the figures. We'll take a look at Spawn first. Okay, so here we have an up-close look at Spawn, and you can see here in his design, not quite what his current look would be now. Again, this is based off of the original artwork that Todd had done for his Spawn. They changed the colors a little bit because on his original artwork, he did the blue, and you know, on the back of the package, how it talked about sci-fi and space, cold blue. As you can see there, the figure itself is actually a black and red. It is not the blue. I'm not sure why they made the decision to do it in black. Maybe because it's more, you know, how he would look instead of blue. I'm not sure about that, but that's how they did it. Inside the cape, you can see is a dark red. On the outside, it's just a bright red. There, the cape comes up, and the collar, as you can see there, the cape is fully attached, so you're really not going to be able to get that off. So looking at paintwork and whatnot, looks pretty good. There, we get some skulls on the boots, like so. That looks pretty good. And then, like here with the necroplasma energy, right, we get the two of them. So you can actually see that spike there. So you would actually be able to hold it into the grip hands that he comes with. So you have the necroplasma energy there. Oops. fits in the nice firm grip in the hand there. So that is pretty cool there. So let's go ahead and take a look at Spawn's articulation. Okay, now Spawn is a little back heavy because he's got the cape, so of course, but he is sturdy enough that you can stand without the stand or anything. You just have to kind of position certain ways, so keep that in mind when it comes to the cape itself. So the head, you can get side by side in there, and you get some pivot going on in the head. He can look up that much there. He can look down that much there, so that is really good. Get the arm, shoulder to go straight on out in there. You get a full rotation. There's a little bit of a butterfly, as you can see there. You get some range of motion in there. You got an upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, bends like that. The wrists are a ball peg, so you could swivel the wrist around any way you want it, and then you can hinge it, and depending on where the position that you put the wrist, you can hinge for vertical or horizontal, either way. So the wrist ball, you can get to do all the different range of motions. So we have the diaphragm cut in here, and we have basically a ball joint at the waist. Now, the diaphragm cut it's hard to get the diaphragm to move independent of the waist, but in total, you can tilt him to the left that much. You could tilt him to the right that much there, and then you can go back like so, but the cape is kind of really, be a little bit of a problem there. And then coming forward, you can actually come forward quite a bit, and that's because the hip piece is more of a rubber piece, which allows you to force it down a little bit more as opposed to like a hard plastic hip piece. The legs go out that far apart, and as you can see, that hip piece, you can really bend it to move around. Then same with getting him to kick forward like so. Leg goes back a tiny bit. You have somewhat of a swivel in that thigh, not a full swivel, but you can get some good turn in there. Well, at least you could turn it inward, but you can't really turn it outward. You got a double jointed knee, so that much bend at the knee. We get some crazy cuts on those knees though for some reason. Like when he's standing, it looks pretty good because it kind of fits in with the muscle, but when you bend the knee, it looks a little bit odd. No boot swivel, but we have a swivel at the ankle. You can hinge the foot down, you can hinge the foot up, you get a pivot in that ankle, and then we also have toe articulation, so you can bend in the toes like so. So that is the articulation for Spawn. He is actually pretty good and has a lot of good movement to him. So now let's go ahead and move on into Todd. Okay, and no offense to Spawn, but Todd McFarlane, I think, is going to be the highlight in this 2-pack, just because we're getting an action figure of Todd McFarlane, another comic creator, to add to kind of the ranks of the collection, if you will. So that is pretty cool there. And I think it looks pretty good. Now, yes, it does look like a younger version of Todd McFarlane, of course, but I think it does look pretty good. You get a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow in there, and I could definitely see the resemblance to Todd McFarlane in there. He has this lanyard here, which what looks like a San Diego Comic-Con badge, so that is pretty cool. He's wearing a Spawn shirt there. He's just got like these jeans or pants on there. And then he's just got like these, shoes there. And we will swap out the feet, which will be, I think, a whole lot of fun and everything. He's got a watch on his right hand there. So that is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and see how he moves. Okay, so Todd McFarlane, let's see. He can look down all the way. He's not really going to be able to look up a whole lot, as you can see there. You get a rotation in that head, and then you do get some good pivot, which is good. The shoulder, you can get to go straight on out. Full rotation in there. Somewhat of a butterfly. There's not a whole lot of functionality in that butterfly. Like, can't really do crossbody, but you can move that arm around in certain ways. There is a bicep swivel right at that sleeve. You get a double jointed elbow. Gives you that much bend there at the elbow, which is great. Wrist swivel. It does have a ball joint at the wrist, so you can hinge it up, down, vertical, however you want to do on there. We have a diaphragm cut on Todd, but I'm going to be honest with you, there's like no function in that cut. I mean, I guess I could get a little bit, but even that torso is tilted a little bit. So he's got a ball joint at the waist, so he could tilt all the way to his left like so. He could tilt all the way to his right like so, but it is hard to get that upper torso to really move by itself. You can swivel around at the waist. You could swivel at that torso as well. You can tiny bit going back on just that torso, tiny bit coming forward, but with the lower torso, you can get him to come forward that much, which isn't a whole lot, but you can get him to go back quite a bit. Now, he is a actual person. I don't know how much movement that he should really be doing, but if he's doing his stretches in the morning, he ain't touching them toes. So keep that in mind there. Legs go out that far apart, full on splits. He can kick forward that far. He can go back a little bit in there. There is a little bit of thigh swivel in there, a little bit less than what Spawn had, I would say. Double jointed knee, that much bend there at the knee. And then these knees are a little wonky, in my opinion. Like, not only do they have that kind of the weird cut, but like this knee piece, as you could see it, like the fold is way over the knee. I feel like this knee should have come out a little bit more. So it's just a little bit odd in my opinion. You get a swivel at the ankle, foot hinges down, you get some hinge up, only a little bit. You got ankle pivot in there, peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and you do have the toe articulation in there. So that is Todd's movement. Because he is a regular comic book creator guy, I don't know that he needs to have the crazy amount of super articulation or anything, but he does have some. But what I want to do is swap out these feet. I don't know how difficult. They're actually very easy to pop out. So we got that there, and we're going to put his feet on him. That's the wrong foot. That would be weird. So we're going to just peg in that foot. And so we have our barefoot Todd McFarlane. It's just kind of like, it's just funny looking, like, well, who that they did this, and especially funny because he didn't realize it, you know, when they were like developing and designing it and everything like that. But there is our barefoot Todd McFarlane. So one thing I think that's actually a little bit odd here, I have, you know, Todd with the microphone, and then he's holding on to his artwork. He only has the one grip hand, which is kind of tricky. So he can hold the microphone, but he can't really hold the artwork. Like, I had just kind of fit it in between his thumb and his pinky, which is kind of odd. And then this other hand could maybe hold on to that notepad, but this is also a right hand. So there's no grip for the left, so that makes it a little bit trickier. It's kind of tough. He has that pen holding hand there. Oh, you know what? The pen is removable. I did not realize that the pen was removable. I thought it was just kind of stuck in there, so you can kind of put it in there, and then the pen itself pegs into the hand, so you could do that. I would be very careful of that because you don't want to lose that pen, but then hey, you have a pretty cool pen accessory that you can then use for like other things if you wanted to. Oh man, he can't really grip the artwork now that I had him holding the microphone. Maybe certain angles you could do it. Oh, the microphone kind of stretched out the hand a little bit. So depending on how you hold the notebook, you can hold it there if you just like balance it or something. But, you know, earlier I had gotten a picture where you know, it gripped perfectly in his hand, but that was before I put the microphone in there. So that's kind of a little bit tricky. They are a soft plastic, so you could probably kind of form fit it back and cool it down, and it'll probably be okay. So just a heads up on that. Where I got it temporarily there before. It's probably going to fall out pretty soon. So that's a whole lot of fun that you could do with Todd there too. And if you wanted to kind of play around, have a little bit more fun, you can have the Necroplasma energy in Todd's hand as well. Okay, and there it is. We have our comic creator. So we have Jack Kirby, the Kirby figure in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line by NECA, Todd McFarlane in his McFarlane Toys Spawn line, and then we have Stan Lee in the Marvel Legends line. So here we have 3 comic book creators in action figure form. So pretty cool sight to see. Okay, so that is my review of the Spawn and Todd McFarlane 2-pack. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this set? What do you think of the Spawn figure based on his original artwork from 1977? And what do you think of the Todd McFarlane action figure? I think it's actually a really fun one. The pen holding hand is pretty awesome. The bare feet are ridiculous and funny. The artwork, the recreation of his original artwork there in the sketch pad is really cool. The detail, putting in the wedding ring and everything like that, it's a nice little touch. Definitely a fun one to have, and it was nice to have now Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Todd McFarlane in my collection. I mean, you can pose them together and have them hanging out and stuff. They're not quite all in the same scale, but it's cool that we have those 3 in action figure form now. So you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this 2-pack, and make sure to head out to BigBadToyStore.com for all your collecting and action figure needs. This 2-pack set is in stock, so link in the video description below right now. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.